Hi, if you're watching this video, you're watching a video on multiplying integers. In this lesson, we'll be talking about the rules for multiplying positive and negative integers. This lesson will be relatively short because there's only 3 simple rules you need to follow. So, when you multiply integers, you need to know how many negative symbols there are. For example, when we look at this question, positive 5, because there's no negative there, so it's positive 5 times 4 is 20, right? Easy. 5 times 4 is 20. Positive 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Negative 5 times negative 4 is 20. So what do you notice about the number of negative symbols and the symbol of the answer? Right? So think about that for a second. And hopefully you've come to the conclusion that you notice that the answer was negative when you only had one negative in your multiplication. And the answer became positive when you had 2 negative symbols in your multiplication, right? And of course, positive times positive is just positive. That's just regular multiplying. So you may notice that if you have one negative symbol, your answer is negative, and if you have 2 negative symbols, your answer is positive when multiplying, right? If you're multiplying a positive by a positive, your answer will be positive, right? It's just regular old multiplication. If you multiply a negative and a positive, your answer will be negative, right? So if you only have one negative symbol, then your answer will be negative. And if you multiply a negative by a negative, you get a positive answer, right? So if you have 2 negatives multiplying, you get a positive. I like to think of the negatives coming together to make a positive. Now, there may be a situation where you get 3 numbers, right? So you could get negative 3 times 2 times negative 2. Sure. Okay. Well, what you do is you take it two numbers at a time. So negative 3 times 2. Well, 3 times 2 is 6. I only have one negative, so that's a negative, times negative 2, right? So I took this, right? And I took it one step at a time. Now I go negative 6 times negative 2. Negative times a negative is positive, so I have a positive answer. 6 times 2 is 12. So my answer will be 12. So even if you end up with a question that is like negative 3 times negative 2 times 2 again, right? You can keep doing that, and you can solve them as long as you go 2 numbers at a time. Negative 3 times 3, well, that's negative 9. All right, times negative 2, right? So I bring that down, right? That's 18. Okay, bring that down, times 2, and that's 36, right? So that's how you'd solve multiplication using integers. Do these practice questions. I know there's a lot, but this will definitely reinforce those skills. It's a short lesson, but it's an important one for other units. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next lesson.